Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and I'm specifically going to try to convince you to buy, excuse me, Wild Beyond the Witchlight today. All right. So first of all, before I go a step forward, if you got some money trouble and you don't make a good nut, you are exempted from everything I'm about to say, right? Do not strain yourself ever financially for a Dungeons & Dragons book, right? That's definitely not a wise choice, right? But this is just my opinion, I don't think that many people who don't make a good nut are even interested in D&D. I have this idea that the vast majority of people who are interested in Dungeons & Dragons are highly educated, white collar. I know for a fact there are some blue collar people who love Dungeons & Dragons and make it a priority and are just as smart as all the white collar, highly educated people out there. I got a great commenter who talks about it all the time, and I'm very closely paying attention to that fact. But I think at the macro level, I'm just saying at the 51% level, I don't think there's a lot of people who really financially struggle that play Dungeons & Dragons a lot, right? And yeah, that's just my take. Please correct me in the comments below if you think 51% of all people who play Dungeons & Dragons are struggling financially. I'm more than willing to hear you out. All right, so for the rest of you, if you got $50, sitting around burning a hole in your pocket, you definitely should get out and get Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And I'm just gonna tick them off, all the reasons. Okay, so one, there are some winners in the latte apocalypse. The latte apocalypse is upon us. We have to mask up. We have to kill our identities. We have to kill our smiles. We have to, our bodily freedoms are disappearing. Like, it's a suckfest. There's just no two ways about it, right? But there are a few companies that won the latte apocalypse. WotC's one of them, right? Wizards of the Coast actually moved the ball forward and I think significantly sold more in the latte apocalypse than they did before. That ain't easy to do. It is incredibly hard to keep things rolling, when things are so sucky, right? And I really feel that Dungeons & Dragons should be rewarded for excelling in a time where literally thousands of businesses lost control and literally lost their brick and mortar, and many lost their license and will and ability to do business, right? So I think, we should really be thankful that Dungeons & Dragons hasn't missed a step. There are more books than less, which I think is fantastic. And I'm just super proud of Wizards of the Coast. And I am really thankful to Wizards of the Coast, because I will say it, Dungeons & Dragons, God the Father, I am an evangelical Christian. God, number one source of joy in my life. My wife and my family, number two. D&D, number three. Legit, right? It is a source of joy in my life. And I'm just so thankful to Wizards of the Coast. And I have the ability to buy this book. I bought it day one, right? And I think you should do the same as a thank you to Wizards of the Coast for protecting the game we love, for moving it forward, and making the world more awesome with Dungeons & Dragons. Second, physical books matter, right? The whole world is moving away from physical books and everything is going into digital, right? And really what printed books are now is a world stamp of this matters, right? And honestly, I'm convinced the only things being printed now is there's this loophole, and even this is starting to go massively into electronic books. But there's this loophole where a lot of higher education is still printing physical books, and so education's there, right? Beyond education, what's left? Sacred texts, tabletop role-playing games, comic books, and jack all of not much else, right? Physical books are literally, Barnes & Noble is the last national chain that exists. Independent bookstores are more rare to find than a dodo, right? But physical books are incredibly important, right? They're important to our society in many, many ways, and print is valuable and meaningful, and I really think this is just a way to say to the world, this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm gonna get there. All right, I'm gonna say it. Be the person who sees what matters when the rest of the world is burning what matters, laughing at what matters, degrading and destroying what matters. Be the person who is the last person on the line doing the right thing, right? And I'm telling you right now, print books are the right thing. They are a human, they are a part of our humanity. There are no other species on this planet that make books. None. We're the only ones, right? And I really feel that something that is printed and is there for 100, 200, 300 years, unchanged, right? Rather than like D&D Beyond, which goes up and can be shifted and morphed and turned into a relic of what it was within the hour of its publishing, is critically important, right? If you want to know the true history of the game, collect it, get it, take it, right? And so I really feel like the print book is just absolutely critical. Be one of the last few people on the line doing the right thing. And I really, really, really think getting print books are the right thing. And honestly, I would love to tell you, like, we'll hold the line and, print books will, we're going to make it so that print books are around forever. No, that's 100% wrong. I think if you buy a print book, you are made a better person. You are not actually holding back the tsunami of destruction that is sweeping away the print book. You're just one of the last people on the line to get the benefits of that print books give to humanity, right? Second one is Americana, right? If you buy this print book, you uphold Americana. Americana is really important, and Dungeons and Dragons is Americana and drives Americana, right? The reason why Index Card RPG, beautiful game. The reason why Five Torches Deep, beautiful game. The reason why Old School Essentials, beautiful game, don't matter, right, is there's no Saturday morning cartoon for them, right? And this book is a celebration that there was a time in American history where children sat down on the floor, on the carpet, in front of a CR2, a cathode ray tube, and watched Dungeons and Dragons on television, and it should never be forgotten. It is an accomplishment that Gary Gygax literally lost the game over, right? But it catapulted Dungeons and Dragons to stratospheric heights that no other indie can touch, and that's the point. That's why the entire industry is trying to catch Dungeons and Dragons. Not even a single game. It has no real individual competitors. It only competes with the industry, and it is because D&D, unlike any other tabletop role-playing game on the planet, is Americana. It is a deep, vibrant, shining, glowing, cascading light instance of American history. And it's in 100 television shows. It's in 1,000 different books. You'll find it in newspapers all over the world. It has a deep, vibrant history. And do not let anyone ever lie to you with terms like meme stocks, right? GameStop was called a meme stock, saying its name isn't valuable. The name Dungeons and Dragons is worth billions. You could strip every employee. You could strip every brick and mortar. You could throw every D&D book in the lake, and the name of Dungeons and Dragons would be worth billions, right? And it really frustrates the heck out of me when I hear terms like meme stocks. Like, there's still a Sears building near me. Like, they've been out of business for like 30 years, functionally. It's like crazy. So names matter, Americana matters, Dungeons and Dragons matter, print books matter, and Wizards of the Coast is working hard to get your dollar. I got my book. I have my Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I am so thrilled to just be pouring through that thing And I'm so proud to have gone to my FLGS, handed them my $50, not saving a dime, you know, giving Amazon the finger on this one. But, you know, there'll be 3 packages at my house tomorrow from Amazon. And I'm proud of my purchase. And I'm telling you, go today. That's my take, right? Are you going to go today? Are you going to go tomorrow? Let me know in the comments below. If you're like, no, Scott, I'm never going to buy it, let me know why. I'd love to hear. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.